Hey everybody, it's Sindel here with another scooter accessory video. Today we're going to talk about bar end mirrors. The mirrors that I have today are from Kimimoto. I will put an Amazon link in the description. They come as a set of two, and they happen to work particularly well for the Segway P series scooter. So the last video that I did was on the phone holder for the P series, and I had far more questions about the mirror on the scooter than I did about the phone holder. So we're going to talk about the mirrors, and we're going to actually install them on a couple of different scooters actually. They are very versatile. They come with mounting options for a lot of different scooters, so we're going to try to go over several of those. So let's get started. So this is one of the mirrors. Now when it comes, it will initially be set up like this with an M8 hex head bolt, and it's got this conical nut on the bolt with these two expanding metal cylinders. If we look at just that assembly itself, so you've got your conical nut here and your expanding metal cylinders. When you tighten that down, the nut spreads the metal cylinders out, and that is so that you can mount it in standard 22mm handlebars. So I've got a new KQi3 Pro here, and I've got the grip loosened already, but we're just going to take the grip off. It's got a plug on the end. I've already loosened that as well. Just pull it out. So now we can take this assembly and just shove it in the bar end there and tighten down the M8 bolt. It will spread those metal cylinders out, and once you get it tight enough, it just stays on the scooter. So that's one way you can mount them. Of course, on this particular scooter now I can't put my grip back on because it's closed on the end, so I'll either have to cut a hole in this grip if I want to use it like this, or get a different grip. I would probably get a different grip. Now another way that you can mount this is if I don't have hollow bars, or if I just want to put it somewhere else, you can take this whole assembly out. So there's a screw on top here. We're just going to loosen that. And that pops right out so that we've got basically a hole here. Now if you've got thin enough grips, you could conceivably slide that mirror over the grip. Now the KQi3 grips are just slightly too wide. I could maybe shove that on there if I really forced it, but I don't want to mess up my grips. Those are too wide for it. I know the 9-bot max grips are too wide as well. It definitely won't fit on there. But you do have that option. You also have some plastic shims that will fit on the inside of here. There's two different sizes. So if you've got bars that are thicker than 22mm, let me take this back off. So without the shim, if we put it on here, it's very loose. There's no amount of tightening that's going to make that grab on. If we put the shim on, it's a little bit tighter, but still not tight enough. So you'd have to have, I don't know, 25, something larger bars for those shims to work. You've also got washers here you could use for spacers. But let's get to the Segway P series. Now for the P series, we don't need the conical bolt or the spreaders because we've got threaded M6 holes on the bar ends on the P series. So, like I said, this is an M8 bolts, but they do provide M6. The M6 bolts right here, they have black caps on them, and that is to make them a little bit larger so they fill this hole that was originally for the M8 bolt. So that slides right in there. And now we're pretty much ready to put it on the scooter, except that the provided bolt is too long for the hole that's in those handlebars. So I've actually had to shorten one of the bolts, and that's this one here. It's about 3/4 of an inch shorter than the one that they provide. Now you can just use a hacksaw and shorten it, or you can do as I've done, and I've used a Dremel with a grinding wheel and just cut it off with that. But this is pretty much ready to mount. So to mount it on the P100S, we're going to take the mirror here, we're going to remove the conical nut, metal cylinders, and remove the M8 bolt. We're going to take the shortened M6 bolt, shove that in the end, and we're just going to get it threaded on the threaded bar end here. I don't know if you can see that threaded hole there, but we're just going to get it started. Once it's started, grab the middle Allen wrench, crank it down. Secure it in place. And there we have it. Bar end mirror for the Segway P Series scooter.